Okay, so we are live on the social handles now. Hello and good morning to you all. Viewers, I welcome you all to today's session. Today's session is on the latest entry into the ceasefire's range of next generation life-saving products, which is on ceasefire's sanitization systems, the mist-based sanitization systems, which are the latest to be launched as a part of our range. Today's session, viewers, is on popular demand, especially from the audiences in UK and also the world over, who wanted to understand this new range from every aspect. So they were really keen to understand uh, uh, the newly launched ceasefire's mist-based area sanitization systems, because this range is solving a very real problem, a very important problem that is faced by the mankind today with the onslaught of the coronavirus. Uh, because a very important factor that will decide how successful we become in the fight against this virus will be how far we are able to contain the spread of this virus from the surfaces to the humans, and that's where uh, this particular range comes into play. So thank you so much everyone for joining in. Without taking much of your time, I'd like to call upon our technology expert Pankaj Mehrotra, who's joined us today uh, to throw some light on this amazing range from Ceasefire, and then we will show you the live demonstration of the technology, viewers, in the session, followed by a quick question answer sessions to answer any question that you may have on this range, viewers. So over to you, Pankaj, for you to start the session, please.
Thanks, Vishal. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to this webinar. This session is pretty interesting because we are going to talk about the latest innovation from the stable of Ceasefire, sanitization product. But before we move ahead with the product, just like to give you a brief idea of what we are. So Ceasefire has a brand name which is you can say it's generic to fire extinguisher as far as Indian subcontinent is concerned. And we have made a big name for ourselves, not only in India, but now our products are available in Middle East, Africa, Europe, UK, obviously we are there. Then we are there in China, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. So we are spreading now to all the continents slowly and steadily. Ceasefire is not known only because of a unique name or because of its long history. Ceasefire is also a brand to reckon with because we are committed to quality from day one, and it has been a great record in last 2 decades. Our reputation is basically for quality, reliability, and for the fact that Ceasefire works when you need it most. It will let you down in the moment of any emergency. This all is possible because we are not a run-of-mill kind of manufacturer or assembler who takes products or components from different parts of the world and then assembles and then sells it off by putting a brand. We are a unique company which has a backward integration right up to the last component. So we start the manufacturing of the extinguisher from a bare steel sheet, and that is the starting point. We roll the sheet. We have our own machinery to manufacture the equipment. We have our own machinery to pressurize the equipment, to test the equipment. We have the lab to undergo all the tests, whether it is as per ISI standard or as per LPCB standard or EN standard or any standard you name it. We have our lab fully equipped to test all the products. So product is not only manufactured and tested, even product designing and engineering. On the drawing board, the product is first put before it moves into the manufacturing stage. So starting from the concept to design to engineering to manufacturing and then finally delivering the product, the total integration is available with Ceasefire. And that is why when you say Ceasefire is reliable, because we know how we started the product from the basic concept and what goes into making the product unique, successful, and reliable. Each part, every bit, every component is very thoughtfully put together. So we know 100% how this machinery is going to work. Please understand, see, a fire extinguisher is a mechanical equipment. It is a machine. Anything wrong, even by 1 mm here and there, your machinery can fail. So that is what we put our energies into, so that finally the customer gets a product which is better than what else is available in the market. Now coming to the sanitization equipment. Now sanitization is a very wide term. You sanitize your kitchen knives, you sanitize your maybe indoors every day, morning, evening, you sanitize your hands. But what we are talking about is sanitization of air as well as surface. This COVID pandemic, the COVID-19, if you are aware of the virus, it spreads through various means. It is when you touch a surface which has been contaminated and it gets into your hand, and then from your hand it goes into your nostrils or mouth or whatever. It will be from person to person. When you shake hands, the infection passes on. The other way where this has been proven to be to somewhat spread is that when somebody sneezes or coughs, especially in indoors, where it is not properly ventilated. When somebody sneezes or coughs, and if he is having a COVID infection, the virus is there. So his cough or sneeze, the droplets will contain that COVID infection. The virus would be there, and it will keep on spreading in the air. It will keep on suspending in the air, along with the small molecules or the droplets of his sneeze or whatever molecules come out when the person coughs. So the challenge is to control this virus which is suspended in the air and to control the contamination which is there from surface. So we have to kill this virus. You have to destroy this virus. Now there are various ways and means, and we took it as a challenge to develop this product in a very short span of time, somewhere in March, April, when the COVID had just started spreading in India. We were given this task by one wing of defense forces in India, which is a research establishment. So this defense research establishment, along with ceasefire, we jointly developed this product in a short span of 2 weeks, which we are very proud of. We were able to do this again, just to remind you, because we have the designing team, the engineering team. We have a team which can convert a concept into a product. So everybody worked day in, day out, and in 2 weeks we had the product ready. Now, before we designed the product, we first researched what is available in the market. Now, what we saw available in the market was there are two kind of sanitization solutions or equipments which were being used. One was alcohol based and second was water based. If you talk about alcohol based, you are having your arm sanitization or you have your disinfectants which you use on your hands. Then alcohol base is also used as a mist. So you have a small equipment where you fill this alcohol, which is heated and it vaporizes and it becomes a mist. So it kills the virus in the air. Now we researched further and found that it has its own limitations. One, the quantity of alcohol which you can vaporize at a time is very small. Obviously, you cannot overheat. You cannot heat too much quantity of alcohol. There are chances of a fire. So the alcohol-based mist generation units are very small, and they're basically good for one small room or one small office, which is maybe a small one-room setup. This mist also is spreading in the air, but it has its own limitation that it cannot go beyond maybe 1 meter. Now, this particular concept is good, but only for limited areas, not if you want to sanitize a hotel, not if you want to sanitize an industry. Excuse me. So now we have another solution, which is water-based. Now, the water-based sanitization equipments you have seen, there are pump operated and battery operated and whatever. But these are basically filling sanitization agent, which could be sodium hypochlorite or hypochlorous acid. And they're filling it inside a container, putting water inside it. But the jet, when it comes out, it is just a jet of water. Now, what that water does is that you spray it on the surface and then you wipe it off after 5 or 10 minutes. But the problem here is it is not taking care of the virus which is suspended in the air. It is not taking care of the virus which is spreading in the air. So both these solutions have one disadvantage. They are not complete solutions. The alcohol-based solution is not giving you surface-based sanitization. It is mist which is just in the air and it evaporates because it is alcohol-based. The other solution, which is water-based, is being just used as a plain water in the form of a jet. It is not taking care of the suspended virus in the air. So we thought, let us take the best of two and mix it and make a very productive product which can take care of both the scenarios. So we took water with sodium hypochlorite and we used it as a spray. But before spraying, we converted that into mist, which idea we took from alcohol. So now we have a water-based system which has been converted into a mist-based system. So when you spray a mist, it suspends in the air, it remains suspended in the air for a few moments. There it tackles the virus which is spread in the air if available, small droplets or molecules which contain virus, which could be as a result of somebody's cough or sneeze. And then it falls on the surface, which could be a floor, which could be a table, which could be any furniture or a carpet. And then it also reacts or kills the virus, which is available on the surface. So now you have a beautiful combination of virus being killed and tackled in the air through mist and then also on the surface. Now your virus is being taken care of in both the scenarios. This particular solution is, I think, a complete 100% solution, which does not allow any scope for virus to escape. This particular product is available in different capacities and different forms of how it can be used. It needs a pressurization, so you can use an air cylinder as a booster, or we can use an electric pump. We'll show you the demonstration shortly. So you come back to us with whatever questions are there in your mind after the demonstration is over. And thanks for joining. And back to you, Vishal. Thank you.
So thank you so much indeed, Pankaj, for this overview on this new range. So what we will do now, viewers, is we will take you to the Ceasefire Advanced Intelligence Center, where we will show you the product live in action, and also explain you the various types of technologies that have been deployed, in this range. So I will just quickly change this to the video feed. Hello viewers, and welcome to the Ceasefire Advanced Intelligence Center. I am so pleased to introduce in front of you today the latest entry into our range, which is the mist-based area sanitization systems. So viewers, with the onslaught of the coronavirus, what has happened is that a key deciding factor which will decide how successful we become in the fight against the coronavirus will be how far we are able to contain and curb the spread of the disease from surfaces to humans. And that is where the Ceasefire mist-based area sanitization systems come into play. These systems, viewers, are also a classic example of how beautifully we've adapted and evolved a technology from the firefighting world into the business of sanitization systems, especially for the large premises. The key advantage with these systems, viewers, is the fact that these systems are based on the mist technology. Now with the mist technology, what we've done is we've broken down a single droplet of the solution into minuscule droplets, and as a result of which, what is happening is that as compared to conventional systems, these systems can cover up to 4 times more coverage area comparatively. And because they cover extensive area, with every liter of the decontamination agent, these systems are super efficient. With every liter of the agent, you can cover much more area as compared to the conventional systems. And thirdly, because these are mist-based systems, what we are dispersing out is mist. What happens is that mist rapidly evaporates in surfaces that you've sterilized, and because they rapidly evaporate, they bring down substantially your effort that is involved with post-sanitization cleanup. Broadly, viewers, this range can be categorized into 2 categories. One side of the range is powered by air cartridges. So these are systems which are driven by stored pressure air with the air cartridge modules that come attached. So here you have a 9-liter variant, which comes as a backpack version. The 9-liter also is mounted on a trolley to bring its maneuverability aspect to a whole new level. And then you have a 45-liter system, again mounted on the trolley. So what happens is that in the 9-liter system, you have a air cartridge which is pressurized at around 200 bar pressure, and we release the pressure here to generate a working pressure in the main chamber of about 8 bar, and that is where you have, you also have a pressure gauge to understand what kind of pressure you are able to build in the main tank. The same is now also available on a trolley mounted version. And then the 45-liter variant, here you have a 6-liter variant of the air cartridge, which is pressurized around 300 bar. So here again, you release the pressure from the air cartridge and create a working pressure of about 13 bar in the main container. So all of these containers are hydrostatic pressure tested, because we are talking about pressurized air here. And to give you a little sense of the operation time, the operating period of these systems, a 9-liter variant is good for a continuous discharge of about 10 minutes. And every air cartridge that comes attached can give you up to 12 sterilization applications, meaning 12 times you can use the system and completely discharge the solution that is there inside. Whereas the 45-liter system is good for a continuous discharge of about 50 minutes of time. So on the other side, you have systems which are driven by water pump. So you see there is a water pump incorporated as a part of the system, which comes with a metal casing to protect the pump. And these again come in 3 sizes. So you have a 9-liter system, you have a 50-liter size variant, and a 100-liter size variant. So a 9-liter will be good for a continuous discharge of about 9 minutes. So we're talking approximately a liter per minute kind of a flow rate. A 50-liter system will be good for a continuous discharge of about 60 minutes, 1 hour, and 120 minutes. This 100-liter system will work continuously, approximately 2 hours here. So here, as you can see, there is also a long cord that we provide with the system. This is approximately 10 meters in length, and these systems are really plug-and-play solution. So as long as you're getting power and there is solution inside, you can go ahead and carry on your sterilization activities. And these are typically systems which are meant for large premises. Another key feature of these systems is the fact that the outer casing is steel, but we're using plastic containers inside. So if you see, this is plastic to avoid any sort of corrosion. Now, as far as the decontamination agent that we've used in these systems is concerned, we are using sodium hypochlorite. So we provide sodium hypochlorite to you in its absolute form, but it has to be actually used mixed with water. So the simple rule is every 1 part of the final solution needs to have 20% of sodium hypochlorite, and the rest is water. 80% is water. So if you're talking about a 9-liter variant, here about 1.8 liter needs to be of sodium hypochlorite solution, and about 7.2 liters needs to be water. Similarly, a 45-liter system needs to have 9 liter of sodium hypochlorite and 36 liters of water. Similarly, the same rule applies for the pump-based systems as well. We talk about 50-liter size variant, 10 liter needs to be the chemical, and 40 liter should be water. Similarly, in the 100-liter, you have 20 liters of sodium hypochlorite solution. Rest is water. So we will demonstrate in front of you first, live in action, the 9-liter backpack system, which is driven by the air cartridge module. So if you can bear this, please. So you have a harness to secure it around your back. So first what we'll have to do is, we will have to, I'll give you your gun. So we will have to first release the pressure from the air cartridge and create a working pressure inside. Just 1 second. I'm now closing the valve of the cartridge.
Yes, we're good to go. So we can remove the safety seal. And activate the system. So you see there is a fine discharge of the solution in its mist form, and down below if you see there is no flooding. It's rapidly evaporating also in the surfaces that you are sterilizing. So this system with every sterilization application is good for a continuous discharge of about 9 minutes. So approximately a liter per minute kind of a flow rate is what we're talking about. So we can turn around and the camera can take a close view of the discharge. And down below you see there is absolutely no flooding. For the area that we've sanitized already, is rapidly evaporating. So then you can zoom again on the discharge and see how fine the flow of the agent is. And we can move forward. So any services that you're talking about,
Vishal?
discharge some on this gate, maybe people can view more clearly. So against a darker background, it'll be easier. So that's how you can go about using the system. With minimum amount of training, there is no special training needed to use a system like this. It's absolutely very simple to use for all sorts of people who are made responsible for sterilization initiatives at your place. So I think we will stop here. So after having demonstrated the air cartridge systems, we will now demonstrate in front of you the water pump based system. So as a first step, what you have to do is you have to switch it on. So you switch it on from here. The water pump comes into action and the system is now ready to be used. So if you can just get started, you have to first remove the safety seal of the gun and then simply get started. So as you move, you can dispense the agent. And if you can do a close-up of the discharge, you can see again it's a very fine mist, not wetting the floor at all, no flooding is happening, and it's very clear. Rapidly the thing evaporates, and substantially reduces your effort in terms of post sanitization cleanup. So this is a plug and play solution. So as long as you have power, as long as there is solution inside, you can continue the sterilization activities, and that is why it is specially meant for large premises. You have your schools, your hospitals, malls, stadiums, where you don't really want to be confined to air cartridges, and this is the perfect solution for that. You have a long cord. If you see, you have a really long cord, about 15 meters. So it's giving you all the freedom to move around, every nook and corner of the premises and go about. So there is absolutely no special training that is needed for one to use the system. It's absolutely easy, for anyone who's made responsible for using, these systems. They can simply just get started, and go about carrying out the sterilization initiatives. So viewers, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration of our sanitization systems. Thank you so much once again for joining in.
Okay, so that was a short demonstration of the technology in action. Viewers, I hope you like to watching the product in action. What we will do now is we will open up the session for any questions that you may have. Pankaj is with us, being the technology expert, especially for this range. It'll be our pleasure to get all of your questions answered, viewers. So we're opening up the session for any questions that you may want to ask right now, and we will be very happy to get them